of our corporate social responsibility global. So you guys are part of the global network, yes, Samsung, right? So it's not only done, it's not only implemented in Lesotho and South Africa fair, but the likes of India is doing it, countries in Europe are doing it, the US is doing it, and they're doing the very same curriculum that you guys are doing as well, right? So you're part of a global network, right? So don't limit yourself. If you see someone posted in India, Samsung Innovation Campus, go to the inbox and say, hello, I'm in South Africa. And I'm also in Lesotho, and I'm also doing the same thing, right? How can we, right? That's how you build network, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's also for us as a company giving back to the communities in which we operate in. So you're very right, we're giving back to the community, right? But what best way to give back to the community but through skills development? We shy away from the kitchen soup. And then what? 3 years later, you have nothing to show for it, right? But through skills development, 10 years from now, you'll still have the skill of coding and programming. 20 years from now, you still have the curriculum embedded from AI, right? And you can use it anyhow. It's not restrictive. We're not saying just because you did SIC with Samsung, therefore you must go work for Samsung. We're having this conversation in the deadline. If Huawei comes, I don't be a girl trip, I'm taking the skills for Samsung and I'm going to use them, go away. The main reason why we're doing it is so that you guys can have prospects in the employment sector. We want to put you ahead, right? We want you to be better than other people that are competing in the job market as you guys, right? Habafika, they only have what? Theoretical knowledge that they learned from school. You guys are also backed up by what? Practicals. I get a little hackathon, right? You're doing capstone. I see the practicals, you're taking that theoretical work and you're putting it into practice, right? And to be quite honest, right now the job market is theory. Oh, you've done it, okay, cool. Do you have experience? So the practicals that you do most they also serve as what? As experience. Right? When you go there, PC, you're not seeing it for the first time. No, coder you're not coding for the first time because you've done it already. That also counts as work experience or rather experience, right? So that's why Samsung is doing this, to give back to the community. But we don't want to just give back for the sake of giving back. We don't want to tick a box. We want to give back with something that is tangible, right? That can change your lives, right?
Yes.
So but today we're supposed to go through, oh, this is what we are doing, this is what you can expect. Once you've done CNP, then you can go to AI, you can go, but Ntatali has already done that for me. So now let's talk. Let's have a conversation, right?
Yeah.
I want to also find out how you find the curriculum. Right? Do you know that we don't only offer curriculum in CNP and AI Fellow? We also have Internet of Things, curriculum, access to your deadline, right? We also offer curriculum in big data. He has access to that, right? So if tomorrow you guys decide, yes, we've gone through AI, yes, we've gone through CNP, but we also want to do the Internet of Things. How do we tap into that, right? You can have that conversation later. Are you guys interested in doing Internet of Things?
Yes.
I'm looking at him because he's the decision maker, right? So if the university has the capacity to offer that particular curriculum, they can offer that curriculum at state, right? So you can have that conversation. I'm opening it up for you guys to have that conversation in the deadline, right? But for now, because we've done AI, we've done CNP, let's talk. How are you finding the curriculum? What are the things that you think can be added onto the project or rather onto the curriculum? Pelali now want to go back. Remember, this is a global thing. I don't want to have a CSR manager while feedback in Europe. I agree. No, Nah, my LP student, they said this is how they find it. That I need to have a. I hate war. And I'm like, nothing on my side. You know what nothing on my side? I am not that kind of girl. I always have something to say in the meeting. Like, someone must remember my right? So the Kupalin takes something that I can also add. How are we finding it? Feedback. Good, bad. We think this could be, and this is where we found difficulties. Maybe this is how we can approach it to make it simpler. How do we? Who wants to start?
Because I think it's designed to be simple, like to the point where I'm not really, because everyone, not everyone has a knowledge of like computer science or something, so it makes us have the same background and then the whole come up with it. So it's like it's very good for even people who are actually to know.
So you find it much simpler. Are you not from a data science background?
I'm from it, but some people in our group
are not from that background.
Yes.
Okay. Can I hear from someone who's not from a data science background?
No.
Who's not from a data science background?
On computer science.
Computer science. Okay, computer science. So go fella mona a computer science background. Okay.
No.
I'd like to hear from it because when we get the global guideline of implementing SIC, they're not saying we should go for students that are already in the STEM curriculum, right? But even someone on a someone on a interest in doing coding and programming, and they don't have the background, they can still do coding and programming. So I want to hear from someone who doesn't have that background. How are they finding the curriculum? Sir, okay.
I don't have background of programming or computer science, but I think it's interesting. I'm looking forward to learning more about programming, and I find it not difficult. I'm coping like everyone in here.
Like everyone else. Yes. What are you doing, Moskolo? Because you're not from Eastern background.
I did diploma in mechanical engineering.
You are from Eastern background. As soon as you hear engineering, you know maths, science, technology is involved, right? Okay, okay. And any difficulties? There's any chapter that you guys are finding difficult? All of them? Not yet. So you cruise nicely. Can you attest to that? On your last quiz, I said any quizzes. I said okay. And then right now you go Mojuma. Chapter. You go chapter 3. That's CNP. I'm hearing from CNP people, where are the AI guys? Listen. Okay, let's hear from you. I also did quantitative techniques and she showed me clothes. I have to be honest with you guys. I think, I don't want to lecture, I don't want people in boardrooms. We always think, it was smooth sailing, they are so smart. But the truth is, we were once in your situation, we also struggled as well to get where we are, right? So now I always say in my life, I embrace experimentation. Everything in my life is experimentation. If I'm doing it for the first time, or the second time, or the third time, I'm still experimenting until I actually get it right. And the part where I say I embrace it, it means that every time I fail, I go back to the drawing board. And I come back stronger, and I try. Again and again and again, right? So my stats is showing you flames. No, it's the truth. My second year, I actually failed qualitative techniques. I had to repeat. And the second time, ew, I came back very strong. I made sure, right?
Yeah.
So that's how we do it. Okay, more feedback. How would we?
I don't know, but the slides are not too informative. They're very difficult. So
Okay.
yeah, let me not say for us in general, but for me to like understand, I have to like you have to read the slides when you have already done some research and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, you need to simplify it or add more.
Do you have support from tutors?
Yeah.
You do have support from tutors. Do you engage with them?
Yeah.
Are they trying to simplify
They
it?
try. Yeah, they're trying.
Does that help?
Yeah, it does help more.
To a certain extent.
Yeah.
How do you tackle this one? That she met with the tutor, but she's still not ready yet.
Remember, we don't have pair programming now in the AI,
Okay.
which is something that we use for them to exchange knowledge on a particular topic.
Okay.
So in this instance, we feel that beyond what the lecture provides, there should be additional material note that is but they are giving a lot of data for them to use to do their own research. We also find that it's a step up from CMP to AI, and you have to have more input as an individual to make sure that you understand the concept much better.
Will that help?
Yeah. And also the time limit is very.
Yes,
Is it
that's
short?
that's one, yeah.
The time limit.
How many months do you guys have to finish? 3 months.
CMP.
And AI?
Oh.
4 months. And I'm guessing the delay was on our side because he was forward, right?
But the biggest challenge that we have is whenever there's the day-to-day realm of the school, where now we only have the 2 hours. That's the you have to attend class. So that's where the 4 hours come. I mean, the 4 months
Comes in.
stretched out to. Yeah.
Does everyone feel like that? That the time frame to complete all the modules is too limited?
Particularly AI.
Yeah, I'm speaking to me. I know with CNP we've already done it for 4 years. We can't be entertaining the time frame, right? Because others have done it, so you should be able to do it. But for AI in particular, because we only started last year, do you guys also feel like
when we were doing the introduction to artificial intelligence, I used to think, like I thought that AI was just simply taking data and then loading it into the PC and decide what this data is. But the lectures on the introduction part, they gave us a new perspective. We have different types of AIs. We have supervised, we have unsupervised, we have edge computing, we have reinforcement learning. And it opened my horizon on how we can tackle AI, because during this semester, I'm still attending school while doing AI in the evening. I was tasked to do an AI project. I thought I had to simply just find data and then just load it onto the PC and let the PC decide. But no, the lectures, they actually opened new ways for me to tackle the project. It was very insightful and it helped.
Okay, more feedback? Is that the only feedback? Guys, we are
Straight to AI after doing the CMP. Why do we have to wait until next year? Because now there might be some things that happen in between. Maybe I might get a job and I'm not able to do AI, even though I'm really interested in doing it.
That's a very good question. That's a very, very good question. Okay, so I'll be very transparent with you guys, right? So as much as most people when they execute SIC, there's still a lot of things that happen in the background, right? So each and every year I have to go to council and present why we should give LP this much money to do SIC, right? And I have to justify why they should give me that money, right? So we have only that particular year to make use of that budget, right? However, LP decides on how to execute, as I see, and they execute it differently from what other universities do, right? And I'll tell you, not that I'm justifying for LP, but I'll tell you the real reason why it's executed the way it is. That's a very good question. With LP, when we started, we only started with CNP, yeah? Only, for the first year. When we went to the second year, they realized that there is CNP and AI, right? And then they came back and said, guys, we cannot only take cohort 2, right? And make them do CNP and AI. What about cohort 1? Keep in mind our budget, right? What about cohort 1? So a decision was made to say, so that how and we all have an equal opportunity. Let's take cohort 1, AI, because they had already done with CNP, right? And then take cohort 2 and make them do CNP. Once they are done, the following, immediately a ripple effect, do you understand? Once they are done, the following year, they can progress to AI, and then we can have a new intake as CNP. Do you understand it? And that's the reason why you had to wait for the following year to do AI. I don't know if I'm explaining it, like, understand it? Are you getting it? So with other universities, because they started cohort 1 with CNP and AI, each and every year, the same cohort, Edirilin CNP, they progress to AI in the same year. But unfortunately for LP, because we didn't want to leave the previous cohort, AI Morahu in that year, then we had to make sure for the following year. That's the only reason. I don't know how we can fix that going forward, where they can actually do it within the same year.
Cool work.
We can start this year.
Explain now that there's a certain budget that is allocated each and every year for a certain number of students. So it will be more LP for us to say, you know what, let's bring in, I don't know if you get me, I don't want to say it because it's already come here.
Hey, isn't that thing?
It's already come here. Let's have a safe space for now. Let's shy away from the cameras. Again, we are discussing.